Hi Cancer, this is Angel Aura Divination and I'm here to give the sign of Cancer their end of June 2021 general tarot and oracle message. So I'm going to be utilizing the Energy Oracle, the Sacred Destiny Oracle for the main parts of the message and the secondary parts of the message respectfully, and then I'm going to be using the Universal Tarot to give me like a deeper understanding and also some personal guidance for some of the energies that you might be feeling right now. This is kind of a timeless reading, so if you want to come back to this in the future, go ahead. Also, I suggest listening to the collective reading if you want to connect deeper to the collective of this channel, because I am going to be going over the collective energies that I've already kind of felt in that reading, somewhat in this reading as well, where this is kind of more of a specified, personalized version for the Gemini collective, but the collective reading kind of goes over what everybody might be experiencing as well. And so some topics might be repeated, and last week I really noticed a big theme in that. This week it's not as strong, although I'm starting to notice that this week is more about labels. It's more about understanding your own personal labels, who you identify with and why, what you identify as and how that can benefit you, or also possibly how that can hinder you and things like that. A lot of these readings that I've done so far have also been about relationships and about like not necessarily relationships, but who you are and how you exist in relationships and stuff like that. But let's just see what your reading is about, because like I'm saying all this, but none of this might be true for you, Gemini, right? You're not Gemini, you're Cancer. I'm so sorry. Which is funny because actually when I said, like when I was doing the reading for Taurus, I had said Taurus and then in the beginning, and then I never referred to them again, and I just did the reading. I was very focused. And then when I got to the end of the reading, I was like, thanks for watching my video, Aries, for Taurus. And I was like, oh my God. And I heard myself say it as soon as I ended recording the video. And I'm not going to edit all these videos. I'm not interested in editing the videos. I'm kind of interested more in having a natural connection to, you know, the people who watch my videos. I'm not even like interested in doing fade outs right now or anything like that. Maybe down the road I will, but you know, it's a lot of effort right now, honestly, especially because I've been posting a lot of videos. But that's just me that's just little old me in my journey, right, Cancer? So your first energy oracle card that we have out for you is Financial Constraints. This is a 13, reducing down to a 4, being about groundedness and also being about, my guides just said the animalistic nature of man, meaning that you might not necessarily be as financially constrained as you are. This might just be how you appear to others or something like that, but it could be representing that you are roughing it to the extent that other people might see you or see how you live or what you have and be like, wow, you're really living on less, so to speak, right? This is also kind of an energy of you going to the cupboard and the cupboard being bare. You might need to focus on eating better food or eating more food, because I know when I don't have any groceries, I love to go and eat some fast food and then be like, where'd all my money go? You know, that could also be your energy as well, where because you don't have and this could be this doesn't have to be about food, but because you don't have as many resources at your disposal, you seek external resources in certain ways. Even in career, they're saying that would not be monetarily beneficial to you if you had spent your time or effort more wisely, or even your money more wisely when you had some, right? And it's kind of starting or creating a cycle where, because you have less, and this is guided, this is my guide saying this, because you had less to work with when you decided to do the things you needed to do for yourself, after spending a lot of money or after taking a lot of energy away from yourself, you're more depleted when you need to actually put effort in where it counts. The Sacred Destiny Oracle card that we have is Healing Chaos. And this is interesting because this card did also come out for the, what was that? the Gemini reading, but I think it's different here because this is kind of saying basically though that the cycles that you're in, you know, you're starting to come into a realization about them and you're trying to move out of them. This is also a representation of you trying to transform cycles that you're in as well, or possibly even transform where you are. This could even be about changing your mind state here, especially if you have been in kind of a lack mind state and that's kind of caused some chaos in your life. I also see that this might even affect their relationships with the people directly around you, the people you live with, or the people that you deal with on a regular basis, where they start to see that you're not necessarily entertaining as many cycles in your life as you were before. Your mindset has changed, and so now the way that you deal with other people has changed, and this is going to be somewhat of a mental transformation for you. And you're going to even see that some people go round and round on their own cycles as well, which is going to be a new energy for you. The Fool. It's going to be a new energy for you. You're going to start trusting the universe and what it has to offer you a little bit more. We have the Lovers here. So this could even be about love. This could be, especially because I was getting such a financial, monetary energy off of these cards, obviously. This could even be about making better decisions on the relationships that you have or the relationships that you entertain. This could also even be about just connecting yourself a little bit deeper to... The Fool is an Aries energy or possibly Virgo. The Lovers is Gemini energy. Yeah, so you could be connecting to somebody with one of those signs, but you could also just be connecting deeper to your own intuition about the relationships that you have. You might even be connecting to a soulmate. So let's get some cards out for the Lovers card. We have the World. So you actually might even be ending a cycle or ending... They said, my guide said an ending a cycle of separation, but it could be a cycle just within a relationship that doesn't necessarily benefit you, or ending a cycle of fighting your intuition as well, where you're starting to really look out and be more optimistic, or even trust your guidance when it comes to who you should deal with. Maybe you've had guidance in the past that has kind of led you toward certain people and you kind of denied it, or you kind of fought it. I'm yawning. I'm about to sneeze. Excuse me. Your empathy might be pushing through right now. And the reason why I'm saying that is because people sympathetic sneeze and yawn together, and a lot of mammals do this. You might even notice it in your cats and dogs, where you'll sneeze or you'll yawn and your dog will sneeze or yawn. And it's happening again. Okay, your empathy might be rising right now. Rising is not a good term. Your empathy might be amplified right now with other people. I'm seeing you kind of running out and like seeing a goal and really running towards it, seeing it for what it is, and then making an effort to actually make it happen. We have the Two of Wands here. We have the Knight of Swords. So you are seeing, it's kind of like in the Two of Wands energy, you're looking towards a higher goal that you can act towards, that you can move towards spiritually, or even in the career sense, or even in romance. It doesn't really matter. You're just seeing something outside of yourself and you're really dreaming it into being here. But you're not ready to take action, but when you are ready to take action, you're going to go for it, like full force with the, what is it, the Knight of Swords here, right? And you're going to be going towards it full force. The reason why, and I was kind of like, who are you going towards? What are you going towards? Why? You know, I was asking those questions. That's why I kept trying to draw cards. We had the Three of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles. You have something to offer to a situation, or possibly even to a relationship, or possibly even to a job situation. You might want to start a new business, or you might be starting a new business with somebody around you. I never see that in this card. I never ever see that in the Three of Pentacles from the traditional tarots that I read. You might even be wanting to manifest a new relationship with somebody that you have something to offer with, and you might even be working with others to make that happen, or you might want to work with this person, or wow, You might even be idolizing somebody right now that you really want to offer something to. This is a strange energy to be in, though, because it's kind of like what you have to offer. You don't think that you have a lot to offer this person, but in reality, what you have to offer this person is a lot stronger than you believe it to be. You want to develop something that's real. You know, if this was about relationships, you would be wanting to move towards a committed relationship, even if it wasn't necessarily marriage or something like that, right? That's interesting because I never look at it that way, and that's because I have the Wheel of the Year tarot, which kind of talks about that idolization, but he's building a statue here, you know, and I kind of saw him like manifesting a relationship with this individual, you know, that the statue is supposed to be of, even though that's not exactly what that card is really about. But it was just kind of like, you know, if I see it, I have to say it, right? We have the Journey card from the Energy Oracle for your next part of your reading. It's the Journey card. Whoa. You might not even really feel like you're able to communicate with other people about the plans that you're making right now, which might really be about you needing to protect it. Protect your manifestation. I talked about that a lot last week, so that might be something that you resonate with as well, where you need to go and check out the Cancer reading from last week, or some of the other readings where I talked about protecting your own manifestations or spiritually protecting yourself as well. The Journey card, it kind of also says you might be traveling, packing your stuff and really leaving, connecting deeper to your guidance and having them come with you, especially in regards to how you make better decisions for yourself. And even taking more chances in this energy where you're like, I don't care. This is back to that Fool energy where it's like, I don't really care what happens. I'm going to walk towards the cliff and not and take the chance, take the risk. And this could even be in that the relationship energy, but I was thinking it's more about the decisions you're making. You could even be leaving a job situation as well. They're showing me the 2. So this is the energy, this is the resonant energy of the vibration of 2, right? 2 is about duality. 2 is also about division. So you are really also, it's kind of like you're of two minds about something, and you're really trying to get yourself on the same, and your higher self on the same page with how you're going to move forward in this energy. Even if it is mystical and dreamy and magical, and you know, they actually said, what is it? People aren't soulmates in reality. You know, nobody's made for you, stuff like that. You're saying that to yourself, but in reality, it's kind of like your higher guidance is kind of like, well, you feel that way, you know, so if you feel that way, why don't you just go towards that? You know what I mean? The next card out that we have from the Sacred Destiny Oracle is Trust. And this is kind of like a representation of you needing to trust the process, you needing to trust yourself, trust your intuition as well. Trust the messages that you get from your higher guidance, your connection to the universe. This is a developing energy for you right now where you are focused on personal growth, but you need to focus also on being rooted. Even if you're in situations where grounding is very difficult for whatever reason, maybe you're dealing with a lot of fake people and the reality kind of warps because of that and things like that, or you're not really in a very stable environment just in general, and it's hard to ground yourself in a reality that you don't want to be in. You still have to accept and take the accountability for the fact that you're in that situation, you know, or that you've contributed to the situations you're in, and there is a way out of it, right? This card is also kind of saying that there is a spiritual aspect to allowing your spiritual self to meet your physical self. You might be doing some astral traveling, but it also might just be in the mind. That's really interesting. Okay, let's get some more cards out for Journey. Trust the journey, actually, is what they said. Trust the journey. The Four of Swords came out, but this is not in relation to what this is talking about. This is really, I guess it is, I'll put it down. The Four of Swords is basically saying that you're not actually physically meeting your higher self. You know, you might be coming into contact with a version of your higher self, though, or higher guidance in some kind of way. um, through the mind, through meditation, or possibly through your dreams. We have the Ten of Wands out for the next card. This is the first card that came out, but it's kind of clarifying that you are very burdened in your own life right now, in your own relationships or in your work situations, and you kind of see a higher goal for yourself, but you need to release a lot of your burdens, and you also kind of need to master your own ability to manifest and connect to yourself and to other people, because I kind of get the impression here that you are very connected, but you are almost very singular in that energy, where you're not as... You've kind of convinced yourself, I think, Cancer, that you're not special with the King of Wands here, and you're more special, you're more deeply connected, and you're more masterful in your own energy than you believe. And a lot of that has to do with the relationships that you keep up that are built on a low self-esteem, or built on a cycle of you either putting yourself down or people around you putting you down because they don't think that you deserve to be uplifted. It's kind of toxic. We have a couple of cards that kind of all jumped and flipped out, so I'm going to take them because they all jumped and presented themselves to me, and they're all relating to one major story. So let's see. We have the Eight of Cups and the Five of Cups. There was situations that you deemed to be toxic that you've walked away from, or situations where you walked away from because they were not for your highest good. This could be the energy that you're in or the energy that you're coming into. And as much as you knew that these things were not for your higher good with the Eight of Cups, the Five of Cups is a representation of you feeling like, mourning the loss, and I think that that's natural, that's human, to walk away from things that you needed to walk away from and to have to mourn the loss of it. I've experienced that myself, and it's difficult to really get through. But the Five of Cups is here to say that you need to turn around and realize that you have new opportunities that are going to be coming into your energy. And the new opportunities will be this soulmate relationship that I saw here. It also will be you needing to take risk and even having a deeper relationship with yourself, your higher self, and your spiritual self as well. And really manifesting a deep love for yourself, and also allowing yourself, with the Ten of Cups here, to have that soulmate relationship stemming from your ability to love yourself. I don't think... There's a lot of debate. RuPaul always says, what is it? If you don't love yourself, how the hell are you going to love anybody else? And there's a lot of debate on how valid that is for a lot of people. But if you don't accept the reality you live in, you don't take care of your physical body, your physical person, or your mental health as well, you don't put effort into trying to have some kind of spiritual awareness or well-being as well, and then you don't practice self-love, there's really no way that you're going to have any kind of relationship with yourself where you're going to have things just naturally come into your vicinity, unless you have a really, really good job and you can afford to have people do that stuff for you. It's kind of like your own self-love journey is you need to understand that self-love does give you the acceptance, the ability to accept yourself and what you want, which will bring in or allow you to also conjure up relationships that will be fulfilling for you. Accept your desires is really what the guidance with that is. And it's kind of like, if you don't love yourself, it's not that you can't be in a relationship if you don't love yourself. It's not that other people can't love you, if you don't love yourself. But it's like, if you don't love yourself, you're not actually being your true self in a lot of cases. And so the idea of you that people will be loving is not really the ideal you. We have the Two of Pentacles here, which is kind of talking about you kind of pondering over certain decisions you've made. And even, they're saying it's even like you weighed out or you decided on certain things prematurely, and now you're kind of going back and forth in that energy and realizing that some things that you've decided to do in the past were not really for you. I really think this is really a big journey about self-esteem. This is honestly a very personal journey. It's kind of leading up to a soulmate relationship, though. We also have the Six of Swords, so talking about you walking away from things that you no longer serve you. With the Two of Pentacles, and the Six of Swords. Two of Cups, that was a slip of the tongue, but the Two of Cups is about a soulmate relationship. The Two of Pentacles and the Six of Swords working together, it's kind of like you might have even made decisions where you were making decisions to go towards things that were not as beneficial or that had more cons than pros, thinking that that was just going to be the easy way to get through life, and then you're having to walk away from a lot of those things because you got too caught up in your head, thinking that you were going to just be able to withstand the challenges of literally doing things that were not meant for you, doing things that you did not want to do. I don't know. The last card that we have from the Energy Oracle is Cornucopia. Talking about the rewards of allowing yourself to transform and connect to your higher self. Talking about the rewards of connecting to your own intuition and taking action towards having the manifestations that you've been dreaming of, that you've been praying for. This is an 11. 11 is about the new cycle after another cycle closing out. The opening of a new cycle after another cycle has closed out. That's what 11 is about. It's also about that duality energy of a whole individual coming together with another whole individual to make a whole relationship. You might also need to eat some more fruit. It would be good for your aura. We have the security card here from the Sacred Destiny Oracle. I think you're starting to realize that the places that you've been in, the situations that you've been in, and possibly even stemming back from like your distant past, have not all been secure. And you're starting to kind of value that more, or this is part of the lessons that you are going to be learning in this energy moving forward, is that there is value in security. There is value in having a stable home environment. There is value in having resources at home to your own disposal. There is value in having long-term relationships and people that you can trust, and situations that you can, where if something fell apart, you would have somebody around you, soul tribe, for example, that would be able to help you stand back up when you fall. And I think that might have also been what this financial constraints was about as well, where you might have even been feeling a lack in relationships, even positive, healthy relationships. And now you're starting to take more chances. But I also did really feel an energy of you going back and fixing some things that might have happened. Oh, okay. This is kind of also talking about your relationship to abundance, though. Okay. We have the Devil and we have the Empress here. With that self-esteem journey, I'm seeing a relationship here between a feminine and a masculine, where the sexuality between the two of them seems to be related to one of them really giving to the other and nurturing the other, and the other one being like a sexual deviant. And my guides actually said that the person who's the quote-unquote sexual deviant, as they see themselves to be, is really ashamed of that for some reason, which could even be a relationship to sexuality. This person might even want to be kind of more of a negative influence. But when you talk about the hidden spiritual meanings behind the Devil card and the hidden spiritual meanings behind the Empress card, this would be a great pair for two individuals if they were compatible in reality. Let's say that this was the higher selves of two individuals. One of them is very focused on that secure relationship, that secure environment, having abundance and being able to maintain it, and also being able to uphold and upkeep the home and taking care of things like that, right? Not just the home, but also the belongings and things like that, where everything is nice because everything is taken care of. Energetically, this person will even practice some kind of spirituality to the extent that it would be necessary for them to like practice gratitude and stuff like that, right? And then this other individual, the Devil energy, the Devil energy is more about they said protection, but the devil energy is really also more about, when you talk about abundance, the devil energy is about like a lot of things. It's hard to say. It's kind of like this individual can be very manipulative. This individual would be very, has the potential to be very toxic and to be very, you know, X, Y, and Z. But it's almost kind of like, if this was a relationship between two people, it's kind of like, my boyfriend sucks, but I like him anyway, you know, type vibe. Like, that's what it is. But it also kind of talks about your relationship to the self, especially if you do resonate more with the devil energy as opposed to the Empress, because it's kind of like you have something to offer when it comes to relationships, even if you do have a quote-unquote toxic past. Even if you do have, like, even if you are a sexual deviant, whores have feelings too, right? We have the Knight of Pentacles here. This is going to be a big part of your journey where you really start to understand that working with the shadow self and understanding that there are aspects of you that you're just going to have a problem with, and that working through that is going to be a journey. And also understanding that there are aspects of you that other people have a problem with, and you can't judge yourself for those aspects as well, is going to be beneficial to you as well. They're even saying that you might have a relationship. The masculines, when we're listening to this reading, might have a relationship to feminines where the masculines need to be like attached, and finding somebody who's okay with that might be better for you than looking for like low-level detached relationships that force you into an energy that you're not prepared for, or I guess that's it. Where it's like I'm seeing a relationship with the Empress and the Devil, and I'm almost hyper-focused on it now, where the masculine in the situation really wants to be attached to the feminine, and it's almost scary to them because they feel like that energy is toxic. But really, this is, with the Knight of Pentacles here, it's kind of like this person's very nurturing, and you have an attachment to this person's nurturing energy, which is not necessarily bad, but the way that you go about it is what's going to determine if that relationship is toxic or not. Period. Anything else? But this being under the Cornucopia and security card, it might be exactly what you need. If somebody's willing to nurture you, and they're willing to do it in an honest and open manner, and you need that kind of nurturing, even if you hate yourself for needing it or admitting that, and you have to go on your own personal soul-searching journey to figure that out and communicate that, it might just benefit you to do that. With the Security and Cornucopia card, that might be exactly what you need. We have the King of Swords, we have the Two of Cups, we have the Magician. Okay, so some of you might be... I'm getting strong Virgo vibes, but I'm also getting strong air sign vibes as well. Focusing on the Magician, you are going to start being able to work with less. When it comes to manifesting for yourself, you are going to be able to start connecting to your crown a little bit more. You are going to be having especially an upgrade in your intuition, which was necessary and which was called for, right? And this at the end of it all, if you want to have this relationship, or if that's something that you're going towards or trying to manifest, it will come into fruition because you don't think you have something to offer this person, but you probably do. The King of Swords also kind of says that you do need to focus on spiritual protection, and you also need to focus on making better decisions for yourself overall. Accept that you need certain things in your life to feel fulfilled. Especially if you're someone who is afraid of having a soulmate relationship because you don't want to mess it up. If they're genuinely your soulmate, the way that you resonate with each other's needs is going to be so beneficial for you that you're not really even going to realize that this person has changed you, or that this situation benefits you more than you wanted to admit, or even that you might have understood from the outside. And we have the second chakra, Archangel Ariel. Second chakra is about the sacral chakra. So, you know, things that you're attracted to might be things that you need. You know, sometimes you feel passionate towards things that you need or things that you want. I think ultimately this reading has also kind of been about you being attracted to certain situations or certain people and things like that, and really having to work with your energy on how to get those relationships or get those things in your own energy, how to maintain that relationship with those things, and also how to go after it without devouring it whole. That's also something that they're saying here with the second chakra, Archangel Ariel, which I happen to drop onto the floor. So you might even need to get more grounded into your reality when it comes to your relationship to the sacral, to the sexual as well. And being grounded in reality will make things very much more clear for you. Even utilizing carnelian would be a great stone for this. Carnelian. I don't have any carnelian in front of me. I was using carnelian for my crystals last week. This is a 36 reducing down to a 9. 9 being about the end of cycles. Yeah, so there might even be some sexual relationships that you need to get out of as well. But that's all I have for you, Cancer. Hopefully this resonated. If you've gotten to this point into the reading, leave a star in the comments. I would really appreciate it. And I mean a star emoji. Like the video as well if this resonated. Leave a comment if you want to tell me about it. I would love to hear about that as well. And also subscribe to the channel, please. I post a lot of videos about a lot of different things. But besides that, thanks for watching. Goodbye.